What's the weirdest thing? Do you want to talk about that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm trying to think. I don't get a lot of but some people are really into,
Anyone ever dressed up as like a furry?
No, I've never seen that. The worst, I think.
Imagine if like a guy just walks into a parlor just dressed as a furry.
Yeah.
Hi, I want that one. It's got a fox furry outfit on.
No, I ain't never seen that. The worst is probably when it's like they want you to dress up or be like a young
like a younger
Mm-hmm. like a young teenager or whatever.
Or young. Does it ever go like younger than that?
What do you mean?
Like, are they like, I want you to?
I'm sure, some guys would, and it's like definitely like a moral issue where you're like, well, at least you're paying for it with like a legal adult, but do you really want to be encouraging this behavior, or would you feel like?
Yeah, is it encouraging?
I don't know if I've ever had that sort of experience, but I know, girls who are like, oh, it was too weird, he wanted me to do this, or pretend to be his fucking daughter, or like
fuck man, that's
weird things like that, which is like pretty.
Well, those things go under the umbrella of having more open and transparent conversations about sexuality and sex in general, because I think there's the issue with pedophilia and stuff like that is at the end of the day, it is a sexual preference in someone's head, right? And it is not. You don't think you think it's conditioned? Well, I guess if you look at the way that, nonetheless, this individual's having those thoughts and those desires, right? Mm-hmm. So you can't not ignore that. There definitely needs to be some kind of program or facility or not facility, program or something that these people can go to talk about those desires and have them addressed, rather than bottling them up and shoving them in the corner and then just punishing. Yeah,
I mean, there is a huge conversation about whether it is a medical condition, and then you get down sort of like possibly problematic, where you go, well, it's just like being gay, like your brain is just wired differently, and it's obviously for obvious reasons people don't want to be compared to that because they like other men or whatever.
Well, let's not even use the gay analogy. Let's just use the analogy of like, I like people with blonde hair.
Right.
Like, I have a preference towards that. Now, the issue with that preference is when you start acting on it, then it becomes a real problem. Where when it comes, not with blondes, but with kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that, there needs to be.
There's a lot of. Maybe they need help and condition. I don't know.
Well, I don't think the solution is to be like, shame, shame, shame.
No, that just makes it even hotter.
But you know what I mean? Like the issue shouldn't just be like
right. But then there's things like, if you have like a child like sex doll, say,
right?
Is that
just an outlet? Or is it an outlet?
Yeah, or is it encouraging it?
And I don't know.
I mean, I think it's probably not great.
My thinking would be it encourages it, because I know when it comes down to addiction, like addicts with porn addiction, from what I've read, addicts crave nuance. And, initially, just something
vanilla gets you off, and then you have to get
exactly.
Maybe a doll is fine for now, and then later on you're like, no, I need a real.
Yeah. Oh, and then you start like, well, fucking bring on AI, or VR, and then it just gradually gets to like a weird spiral, and I don't know if, I don't know.
So it's like if someone is having sex with an adult woman who's pretending to be like
a
child, is that okay? Is that like an outlet, or is that encouraging them to?
Totally, but I do think there should be a place for people.
Dark conversation.
Well, no, it's just Gavin learns
about pedophilia.
Well, like, I definitely think there needs to be a spot where, like, if somebody is having those, you know, those desires, like, I don't want to be having these, where do I go? Who do I talk to? There needs to be a place where they can then go talk to someone. And I guess that's why I guess it's a like counselor or therapists. But, like, you have to also appreciate the fact that, like, those are expensive. Do you know what I mean? And if we're talking about mitigating harm to the rest of society.
And I imagine it's quite difficult to find a counselor that specializes in that. In a non-judgmental.
Well, every therapist should be non-judgmental. That's their job, right?
Yeah, but some are, you know, better than others.
Yeah, totally. I agree. Yeah, I would just. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think. But I think there definitely needs to be some kind of. If we're talking about mitigating harm to the rest of society, the trick isn't to just be like. You even see it with, like, you know, drugs. Let's just criminalize it, punish it, and we'll put stricter punishments on it, and that'll prevent people from doing it. It's like, no, there's a core issue that you kind of need to look at that then it all flows up. Yeah. You know?
Well, yeah, a lot of, like, child molesters are not born pedophiles, but they, you know, were molested themselves.
It's a weird thing, right? Where it kind of gets in...
The cycle of abuse.
Yeah.
And then there are people who are just wired like that, and it's like...
Yeah. All of it.
Thank you for watching that clip. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button on the left. And if you want to watch the full episode, hit the square on the bottom. To watch another small clip, go ahead and hit that square on top. And if you just want to listen to the full episode but don't have time to watch it, you can find this podcast wherever podcasts are listened to. Thanks. Bye.